Welcome to the Payday Practice segment. On today's Smart Chiropractor Show, I want to bring Jason up side by side next to me on this one. So the headline here, yes, you read that correct. Number one on Amazon and Chiropractic, that's the Payday Practice. And we are going to thank you for making it that happen. So thank you for everybody around the world, literally US, UK, Canada, Brazil, last I checked, where paperbacks have shipped and Kindles far beyond that. So if you have been somebody that's gone over and picked up the Payday Practice on Amazon, truly thank you so much. Literally every single copy helps. If you have not picked up a copy yet, you can grab a digital copy. We're going to gift digital copies to everybody, and you can access that at thepaydaypractice.com. But if you've picked up a digital copy and you liked it, I'm just going to make the straight up ask. Head over to Amazon, pick up a paperback. It'll look great on your shelf and it'll do us a solid. So if you've gotten some good information out of it, we would love it if you would pick up a paperback. And we are humbled and honored after many years of work. And we talk about consistency and perseverance. We pressed pause on this a few times and it took a long time to get shipped. But the most important thing is we kept up. We kept coming back. And now we can be happy to say it is out there. The feedback that we've gotten has been awesome thus far. We have dozens and dozens of docs in our accelerator training program all around the Payday Practice, and well over 1,000 books out there at this point in time making an impact. So if you have downloaded the Payday Practice, if you purchased a copy, we'd love to hear from you. Hit us up with feedback. We would love to know what you think, any questions you have. That's what this is all about. I didn't mean that to be a complete monologue, Jason. I meant us to be engaged there, but what are your thoughts? I know we were celebrating via text and DM the other day when we saw that, and it's a good feeling getting out there and a great feeling that docs are resonating with it.
You know, the most important thing, besides our excitement and enthusiasm for staying with it as long and all the blood, sweat, and tears it's taken to put this all together, and our heart and soul and passion and knowledge is all packed into all these pages right now. That's all wonderful for us. But what I want to talk about is, why does it matter to you? And the reason it matters to you is because the reason we put all this effort and energy into it is because after multiple decades between Jeff and I in this profession, after really understanding it both as practicing chiropractors as well as, I'll call it, marketing experts, business experts, that we both have a background in it. We've both worked at high levels of marketing within the profession and so on. We are pretty well qualified to get an understanding of the landscape of what's happening on both a macro and micro level. And what we see is concerning, both probably for your practice as well as the macro vision of the profession. And a few common denominators just to lay out as to what drove us to put all of this effort and energy into this project is that too many chiropractors have basically given up their dream practice to really succumb to the needs of their business. Meaning, you started practice for a certain reason, with a certain spirit, with a certain heart, and maybe even a certain vision. And somewhere in implementing that vision, what I'll call your dream practice, what motivated and drove you to become a chiropractor to begin with, somewhere that started to change. And it either changed because you thought that was the right choice, or because someone told you that was the only way to do it. And that's the reality of things, and so on. And so if you have found yourself in that position, as I have, the reason I don't practice any longer is because it became very frustrating. I remember saying to myself, wait a minute, this isn't what I signed up for. What I wanted to do, what I thought I would do, what I had hoped I would do as a chiropractor is very different than this whole running a business, dealing with insurance companies and forms and codes and documentation and always needing new patients month after month after month, and then really focusing most resources into the desperation of trying to get more new ones. That's the conversation we find most chiropractors are having, either publicly and saying it and sharing it, or privately and just knowing the stress that many chiropractors live under, more specifically the financial stress many chiropractors live under. There's another way I know this as well, is that some of the people I know are in charge of fundraising for different organizations, like maybe Life University, for example. And one of the challenges that I hear is that many chiropractors are financially struggling out there. And that's an issue. That's an issue for you personally. That's an issue for us collectively. There is no way for our collective profession to reach its potential, which benefits all of us, if the majority of chiropractors are struggling financially, struggling to understand, how do I build a solid, consistent business the way I really want to, based on the way I understand chiropractic, based on the way I want to practice chiropractic, based on the reason I got into this in the beginning, and perhaps have lost your way along the way. So our drive for doing this was not because the world needs more supplements that they can't buy somewhere else, or that another online e-store needs to come up, or any of those tools we have brought, innovated to the profession. But those are the tools that you need in order to set your financial house in order. And in summary, basically, the simple solution to your financial stress is to simply calculate your monthly recurring expenses that you know you're going to have. You have a list of expenses, like your rent, like your payroll, like your insurances, like your loans, like your ongoing monthly expenses that you are required to pay month after month after month after month. And what we recommend is that you're able to generate monthly recurring revenue. We teach 3 different ways. We're not telling you how you should do it. We're telling you that you should do it. And we give you the direction and guide you in your options so you can make the best choice for you, your lifestyle, your philosophy, your practice, your budget, your expenses, and so on. So we're here to help guide you to what's best for you. We provide the tools so there is an excuseless environment to taking action and doing this, whether it's the inspiration to know, how do I make the right choices, or whether it's the answers to, what do I use again in order to do what you're talking about? We are here to help guide you to generating monthly recurring revenue that will cover your monthly recurring expenses. Start off slow, decrease some of that stress. We're not saying it's an overnight instant lottery ticket. We're saying that it is a way to work your way into consistent revenue, consistent income that you need to pay your consistent bills. So no better time than right now to start taking action, to put this process in place. You can think of it like a disability insurance policy that many of you either have or tried to get and couldn't. What would happen if you couldn't go to your practice and couldn't generate revenue being over your table in your practice? Just what would happen if perhaps a pandemic came, or an injury came, or maybe on the positive side, your vacation came, or maybe you wanted to retire, or maybe you've decided that you want to evolve into serving chiropractors and people at a higher level, and you're just not sure, how do I generate the funds to support that type of growth, that type of evolution, or those changes that are taking place in your life? We all face them. Jeff has faced them. I've faced them. You face them. Whether you're facing them now, if you're earlier in your career and you're trying to build up your patient base, whether you're later in your career and you're wondering what next. Maybe you've noticed your crypto or your accounts aren't as high as they once were, and you're wondering, how am I going to make sure that I'm able to continue to support myself and my family as time goes on, in the event or when the time comes that you can't earn money bending over a table serving people? We think it's an important conversation to have. Sooner or later, you're going to have it. The sooner you have it, the smarter you'll be, because the sooner you'll be able to put in place those financial opportunities to generate the revenue you need. And momentum matters. So the sooner you start building momentum. So, Jeff, it's been a wonderful celebration on our side. I'm cautious to get all excited for us. It's wonderful. It's all good. This is for the profession. More specifically, this is for you watching this, Mr. or Mrs. or Dr. Chiropractor, who are watching this. Maybe it's your staff, maybe it's your wife, your husband, somebody in your team. This is the new conversation. That was the other reason. I'll just close by saying we wanted to talk about something nobody else was talking about. Chiropractors don't need another advertising campaign. They don't need another clinical expertise program. There's lots of those things out there, and yet here's where we are. So this was the idea we believe broke through to the top that speaks to all chiropractors throughout your career. Unless you are about, a year away from retiring and you already have enough financial resources to finance your retirement, it's about the only category of chiropractors that might not necessarily appeal to our book and our process. Everybody else, this is your meal ticket. This is your golden ticket to be able to finance your future and make sure that you've got the revenue you need to cover your responsibilities and your expenses. We are proud of it. We think you're going to love it. And we ask that you invest a little bit of time to check out the book. If you like the book, check out the training. If you like the training, then join us and let our team work with your team, whether it's helping you build a larger tribe, whether it's helping you put together the right types of memberships or subscriptions so that you have something to offer your tribe. We are here to help you all along that way. That's what we do. That's how we're different. If you've got questions, we've got answers. We hope that you'll join us in our group, in our book, in our training, or again, here on our show. You can leave us comments and questions down below in the comments.
Absolutely. Very, very well said. I have nothing to add to that other than asking everybody listening and watching, head over to Amazon, pick up a copy of the Payday Practice. We would greatly, greatly appreciate it. It would mean a ton to us. And if you want to go that one extra step and leave a piece of feedback, a review on Amazon, that helps us reach as many docs as possible, which is really our goal, is to be able to reach as many docs as possible. I think the knowledge in that book far exceeds the price, as with nearly every book out there. So it's a great investment. Take a few moments over the course of the end of this summertime. Enjoy the book. Take some action steps with it. We're happy to, as Jason said, guide you through that process at any level you feel comfortable. And we appreciate you tuning in to the Smart Chiropractor Show. So I will ask one more time, if you are tuned in but you are not subscribed, please do so. You can head over to YouTube, subscribe to the Smart Chiropractor channel. We have every single segment from every single show, amongst a host of other awesome videos over there. Additionally, if you're checking this out on social, you can enable those notifications. That gives you the ding, and we are coming at you live. So thank you so much for being a chiropractor. Thank you so much for listening, paying attention. Thank you so much for making the Payday Practice #1, a new release in chiropractic on Amazon. We hope you've enjoyed it. It's only the start of the conversation, certainly not the end. We want to help you build those payday practices. So have an awesome day. For Jason, myself, and our entire team, we will see you next week. Have an awesome night. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching this video on the Smart Chiropractor. To not miss a single thing that's clinically oriented, marketing oriented, or more, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel today.